Hi, welcome to this video. Today we're going to be doing, as you can see from the thumbnail and title, the fan belt on my Mark III 1.1 Fiesta. Now the reason why I'm filming this is I tried to look on YouTube and have a look, pretty much a simple job. Could be why no one's ever made a video on it, but I was looking around for it just as a bit of guidance, and especially as well to see which belt people use, which I will mention later in this video. So yeah, basically it's for those purposes really, just as a bit of guidance, and so people know which part to get. So hopefully I've got the right part, so we'll see later in the video. Now I might be doing this video over a little bit over some days, just because it's hard trying to fit a job in at the moment. I'm really busy, so if I do change clothes or it's daylight or dark, then you'll know why. So yeah, basically the fan belt on this car, it's not snapped or anything like that. I bought the car, as you know, last year, and it's not got that much history on it. There's no documentation on the fan belt being changed. I spoke to the last owner, and actually the owner before him. They've no recollection of changing the belt either. So as it's rubber, look like anything. It's not as bad as a cam belt if it snaps, but they are known for snapping now and again. I'll just show you the belt now and location. So as you can see, try and get a bit of lighting. The belt is down here, a few things in the way. There's only 3 pulleys that go around. One's the alternator, water pump and the main crank, so it's not that difficult. So the belt itself isn't that bad. I'm trying to get camera in, but there's a few marks on there, so it's probably due for change. So obviously a few people will mention as I'm doing this that when you change this belt, yes, it can be a good idea to do the water pump at the same time. As soon as the belt's off, you can do that, but as the coolant looks okay on this car, I might do it next year. The water pump, say, doesn't make a sound or anything like that, so I'm going to leave it for now. I will explain, however, when the belt's off, how to quickly do the water pump. I do know someone who has this job to do on a similar car, so if I can get him to take some footage of his water pump that's noisy, I will add that in this video. If not, as I say, I'll go through it when I take the belt off. But for now, enough waffling, get cracking. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is disconnect the battery. Mine's already disconnected, as you can see, as it's been like that for quite some time. So what we're going to do first is find a screw or something. Basically, I'll even mark a pen, just to put a mark, nothing in the way, just on those 2 bits of metal there. Just so when we put this washer back, this nut, we can see it needs to go back at this point here. So I'm just going to take my 13mm and loosen that bolt off, as well as the top nut. These are best accessing from under the car. We have 2 nuts there that also need slackening off. I'll just give them a bit of WD-40 just to loosen off a bit. But yeah, they don't need to come out, just loosen off so that top bit can pivot on those 2 nuts. I've undone the 2 nuts at the bottom. Tried to give this a wiggle, but it's still not going anywhere. It does move a little bit now, but not enough. Can't push it that much. So if yours is the same, there is another bracket or another thing you can do. Now this bracket is held on just at the back there, hopefully you can see. So if yours doesn't move like what mine doesn't, you can actually undo this bolt, take this bracket off, and then it should move freely. Now to get to this nut, let's see if I can get the camera in. It is, lost it, that one there. So you can see the bracket that the alternator pivots on, and if you undo that bolt, stop my hand from shaking, then you can see then that removes the bracket. So I'll do that and hopefully this will then move. Okay, so it was hard to film and do at the same time, but focusing, a bit of WD-40 and that nut's now loose. which means you can see on the alternator, if I get your hand in, that moves quite freely, which also means that this belt is now ready to come off. So the belt does have some cracks in it, so it's seen better days, so it's good that we're changing it. So the belt that I've got, I got from a friend that works at a motorist discount place, so I'll put up a picture now of what he sent me with the code on, just so you've got that info. And I'll put up a picture of the eBay listing on which I got my belt from. So this is the belt, it's got the same code on as what I was sent. It's the 10B800 and hopefully it's the same size as this one. I'm just going to line up now, hopefully. But yeah, can't do it with my hand, but it looks the same, same thickness and width as well. Now, what I was going to say as well, while I've got the belt off, if you do have a noisy water pump, which is this one here, it would be a good time to replace that. It's just a case of dropping the coolant and then undoing these 3 bolts, which will then allow you to pull this, this pulley off. Behind this pulley is a few bolts for the pump itself. You can see them. There's one there, and there'll be 2 others probably underneath. Once that's off, as I say, the pipe's off as well on the other side. That should then come off, and then you can fit the new one. Also, as the coolant's drained, you could probably do the thermostat as well. Now, as my pump's quietish, I can't hear it whining or anything, and my coolant's not too bad, I'm going to leave that for now. Can always do that again in the future or when it's a little bit warmer. Okay, so putting the belt on should be pretty much reversal as I was taking it off. So let's get the belt around the pulleys and make a start. Okay, the belt's now around the 3 pulleys, you can see there. It fits in the pulley quite nicely, so that's good. Now what I've noticed is where I did the original mark, which is around here, you can see with line, when I pull the alternator back to taut it up, it's not going anywhere near the mark that I made around here. So I don't know if that's because it is obviously a new belt, the other one's stretched a little bit, but I don't mind too much as long as it's not going to slip. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to do reversal of undoing them. I'm not going to bother recording it because it's pretty boring, but I'm going to tighten up the bottom 2 nuts and then I'll leave me with these 2 to then try and get some tension on this belt. Okay, so the belt's now on, everything is tightened up. You can see that, like I said, it's nowhere near the mark which it was before, but again, as the other one could have stretched, it could have been slightly different size, but again, it's not so much of a problem as long as it's tight and it doesn't squeak. Now, obviously at the moment it's too late for me to start the car, and I've not started this car for a while, so when I do, I want to heat it up and let it run for a while, so I'm not going to do that now. But all in all, that's what it should be, quick and easy job. With the tightness of the belt, you want to, try and get camera in there, you want to be able to twist it a little bit, and they say about ½ inch of play, something like that. So, but I think one of these jobs is going to be a case of, when you start it, if it squeaks, try and tighten it up, that type of thing. But as long as it's not overly tight, if it squeaks, it's fine, you can just sort of nip it up. But yeah, until I can try and start the car, that's pretty much it. Okay, so the belt's all back together. This is next morning. Let's put the battery back on and see if we can get it started with no squeaks. yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I say, I hope this video has been useful. I hope it serves the purpose. Yeah, so hopefully next time I do a video it will be going for its MOT. I know it's been a long wait, but hopefully I should have the bonnet by then, so the next video should be a nice update for you. As I wanted to do this while the bonnet was off, makes it easier to to do this on, and easier for you to see, and the light in the garage because it's not great. But yeah, I'm just waffling now, so I hope it's been useful. Give me a comment down below if it's been useful to you. So I'll see you in the next one, which should be a video worth waiting for.